In this video, I'll be introducing your first economic model. An economic model is a simplified representation of the economic processes that we see in the real world. Now, the real world is relatively complex. Lots of things are going on, and we can't understand all of those things at once. So we need to make some simplifying assumptions. That's what happens in our model, where we're going to zone in our one or two particular aspects that we're trying to learn something about. Now, the assumptions we make, this could be good assumptions or bad assumptions, and we need to think through as an economist what are going to be the importance of those assumptions. Okay, so we're going to cover lots of different economic models in class. Today, the first one will be the Production Possibilities Frontier, or the PPF. Here I'll introduce the Production Possibilities Frontier. Again, that's called the PPF for short. The PPF is going to be an economic model. In this case, it's going to be a graphical model that will be showing possible combinations of outputs given resources and technology. And I'm going to try to explain this to you in an application where we're going to use study time. Is going to be your inputs into this. And you're going to be studying for two classes, economics or biology. Right? And your goal here is to change that study time into points on an exam. Okay? So I have some assumptions here. It's a model. This is going to make our model simpler for these assumptions. First, you have 3 hours per night to devote to studying, right? And you're going to use all of it to study. 2, each hour of studying will boost your economics grade by 8 points. And 3, each hour of studying will boost your biology grade by 4 points. Right? So we're going to take these assumptions and try to model out and how we can visualize the opportunity costs and trade-offs of studying. This is going to be captured in our model, the PPF, the Production Possibilities Frontier. Okay, now on this slide, I have just the same information of our assumptions right here that I just talked about. And now we can change these assumptions into a table that's going to be capturing all the different possibilities of scores you could get for economics. So we have a column for scores in economics, and we have a column for scores in biology. And then in these first columns here, we have hours per night of studying. Right, so you have 3 hours total in a given night. So you could, in one extreme, devote 0 hours of studying to economics and get 0 extra points on the exam. That leaves all 3 other hours that you have to study on biology. And you can turn those 3 hours in biology into each hour gives you 4 points. And so those 3 hours would give you 12 points in total on your biology exam. Now you could change 1 hour of studying. You could reduce your hour of studying from biology down to 2. That's going to leave you with 8 points in biology. And you can move that hour of studying over here to economics, which will boost your economics score by 8 points. Right? And as we move down in these rows, we're just moving 1 hour over here towards economics, adding points to the economics, and reducing points to biology. Until we get to the other extreme, where you're spending all 3 hours of studying on economics to get 24 extra points there, and 0 hours then studying biology and getting 0 points on your biology exam. Now, we're going to take that information contained in the table here and make a graph out of it. That graph will be the Production Possibilities Frontier. So we have a y-axis and an x-axis on this graph. On the y-axis, this will be economics points. And on the x-axis, this will be biology points. Okay. And so we're going to take the hours of studying and try to capture the different trade-offs, the actual possibilities that you can get in terms of scores on these two subjects with the amount of resources, time here, that you have to allocate. So let's start with one extreme, this bottom extreme down here, where we're spending all of our time on economics and 0 time on biology. If we do that, spend all 3 hours on economics with 24 economics points and 0 biology points. And so we can put like a dot way up here for 24 economics points and 0 biology points here because we're on that where x equals 0 right there. Right, then let's do one more hour. Actually, let's go to the other extreme, where we'll spend all 3 of our hours on biology, get 12 points there, and 0 for economics. So 12 points for biology there, and then 0 for economics. You can see there's a 0 on the y-axis. Now we can actually connect these two dots with a line because the trade-off between points didn't change. All right, so now let's do one in the middle here, and let's start with this one up here. 1 hour on economics, 2 hours on biology, give you 8 economics and 8 biology. Like so. Okay, and so right here we can say we have 1 hour econ, 2 hours bio for that point there. We can fill in these points now that too. It might be helpful. If we're down there at the extreme, we have 3 hour bio, 0 hour econ. And up at this extreme, we spent 3 hours econ and 0 hours on bio. Like so. Finally, let's do the last one to be complete. That will be 2 hours on econ, 1 hour on biology, and we'll get 16 points in economics and 4 points in biology. And at that point, we're spending 2 hours on econ and 1 hour on biology. Okay, this is our completed PPF. It's giving us all the maximum scores, possibilities of scores we can get in combination with the amount of time and how productive we are in changing those times into actual points. So one question is like a point out here where you would get something like, I don't know, 20 points in econ and 11 points in biology. Maybe that's what you want to get, right? High scores in both. What this PPF is telling you is that you can't get there, right? The only options you can do are anything that's inside the PPF. So things down here, these are possible, feasible choices of combinations of points that you can get in biology or economics. Anything on the line, yep, you can do anything on the line and these points in here, you can get those too. But you can't go out here, not allowed. So this is going to be an infeasible point out here. Can't do it. You either have not enough resources, and so in this case, you don't have enough time to get out there. 3 hours is not enough to do it. Or it could also be you're not productive enough. So instead of 8 points per hour in economics, if you could get like 20 points an hour of studying in economics, then yeah, maybe you can get out there. Okay, but under the current productivity and technology you use in terms of turning time into points, not going to get there.